What's up, guys? Marvel Kid here, coming to you again. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to the opinion spot. If I look a little bit down on weather, yeah, I'm getting over a really bad cold. I don't know where it came from. It just came out of nowhere. As you can see, I have my tea. So forgive me if I sound a little hoarse or so like that. But welcome back to the opinion spot. And on today's episode, we're still moving on with the opinion spot, one of my longest running segments on my main channel. Marvel vs. Capcom. We know that the new one is coming. It's not called 4, it's called Infinite. And they're taking elements from Marvel Superheroes, the second game that Capcom put out with the Marvel characters. And you're able to use the Infinity Stones. You're able to use that in the Marvel Superheroes fighting game as well. Now, all of us probably felt that 3 was kind of a letdown. They could have done better. To this day, I still feel that 2 is the best. Excuse me, like I said, I'm getting over a cold. And it had probably the most characters in it. And with 3, I felt that there was a lot that was going on with it. But then I saw a lot of things that could have been handled better. For example, a real story mode. The cinematic scenes were great, and I thought they were going to really have a story mode in it, but we didn't. Some of the characters was great to see. X-23 was great, but to me, putting the Sentinel in there was like, really? Marvel had given Capcom a run-of-the-mill, all 5,000 characters of Marvel was at their disposal, and they didn't even scratch the surface, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But, as always, with the new Marvel vs. Capcom Infinity is coming out, we know, we all have our wish list. So I'm going to give you, for 2 days, I'm going to give you a list of 12 characters from Capcom and Marvel that are on my wish list I hope to see in this game. Now, we already know that some slots have already been taken. Iron Man, Captain Marvel makes her debut. Great. X. And Ryu, of course. And Captain America and Morgan. Okay, first of all, Capcom. Is that all you think of when you think of Darkstalkers is Morgan? I like her too, but there's other characters in there that should be in the game. And I'm not talking about the stupid mummy. I hate that mummy. But enjoy the list. I'll be back with the next episode with the Marvel characters on my wish list. You guys take care and enjoy. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you got to put. As always, you hit that play button. God damn it. You're going to get your entertainments for. Y'all take care. All right, guys. So, ready? Are you ready? Let's get to it. And I hope you enjoy it. And so here's the list. Let's kick it off. We're going to go alphabetically with this. So the first character I'm hoping is in this game. He's a powerhouse, and he's on my wish list. And that's none other than Ashura from Ashura's Wrath. Capcom, you already gave us a little test in the water of what he can look like in a side-scroll fighting game, with all the downloads we had for the game where we saw him fighting Evil Ryu, Akuma, and all those people. So I would love to see Ashura. You can really go far with this character. I mean, there are other characters that could be put in this game besides Ashura, but I'm going with the main star. There you go. Next up on the list is Batsu Ichimori. I hope I'm saying his last name right. From the Capcom fighting game Rival Schools. I feel that Batsu is the perfect candidate and representative of Rival Schools. As you can see, I'm using his Burning Batsu look. I feel that that should be the look that they go with. If you remember, he had this look in the sequel to Rival Schools, which was Project Justice. I still have the game. It's a good game. Still play it. Yes, I still have my Dreamcast. I will not sell that. Next up on the list is none other than Gene, the God Hand. Now, I was going to leave him out because I was not really sure if he's really considered a Capcom character. This game was only, I think it was only developed, or I think it was just produced by Capcom, wasn't made by Capcom. I think it was Clover Studios. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but still, if they do go with God Hand, could you imagine if they put Iron Fist back in the game and a fight between the Iron Fist and the God Hand? That would be really cool. Sure, there are other characters like the Devil Hand, his evil counterpart, but I'm going with Gene the God Hand. Next up on the list is Guy from Final Fight, not Street Fighter. Guy will always be a member of Final Fight before Street Fighter. Though, it was good to see Hagar in the last game, but I prefer, and I've always played with in Final Fight, I've always played with Guy or Cody. And I don't like how Cody is in the current games now. Jailbird Cody, I hate it. But Guy has always been my dude. I would love to see him represent Final Fight for Capcom. Just think about it, and you'll understand why. Next up on the list, we got a representative of Darkstalkers. Yes, guys, I like Morgan. Don't get me wrong. I like Felicia. However, Capcom, that is not the only character you should be using in this game. And one of them is probably by far my favorite in the Darkstalkers series, and that is none other than John Talbot, aka the Werewolf. I love this guy. The Werewolf who can control his transformation. He knows what he's doing. He's a nunchuck wielding werewolf, and I would love to see him get put in this game. I've seen pensions, basically people that get him in the game, but I'm hoping for. I've got hope, guys, that John could make the game, make the list. I'm just thinking out loud, guys. Yeah. Okay. Next up on the list, we got none other than Lady from the Devil May Cry series. We've had almost all the main characters of Devil May Cry in the Capcom versus Marvel games. We've had Dante, we've had Virgil, we've had Trish, we've never had Dante and Virgil and Nero, Nero's father or grandfather. Nero could be great too, but I always thought Lady would be cool too. I would really like to see her in this game. She was a badass in Devil May Cry 3. She reminded me of a demon hunting Punisher, and I'll never forget that first time she's introduced to Dante and she shot a missile at him and he surfed the missile and everything like that. I remember she shot him in the head. He pulled the bullet out and was like, women. You know, she's a great character, and I would love to see her in the game. She's on my wish list. She makes the number 6. Next up is a character that never made an appearance in a game in Capcom because the game only came out in the arcades, I believe only in Japan. It was a game called Red Earth. Though we did get to see him, in the game Capcom Fighting Evolution that came out for the PS2. And he was a character. He's a humanoid lion with a big sword. He looks like Conan, just a lion humanoid, and he goes by the name Leo. Of course, you got to call him Leo. It's a common name. And I would love to see him put in this game, represent a character that most characters probably don't know about. People don't know about. Capcom, think about it. Think about it. Next up on the list is another character that represents Street Fighter, in my opinion. A character that I feel that should be in the game. He's never been in the game, ever, in any of the games, and it always boggles me why. He is basically the quintessential villain of the Street Fighter universe, and that is none other than M. Bison. Why has Bison never been in the game? I would love to see him in a game. Could you imagine a standoff between him and Dr. Doom or some other great Marvel villain? It'd be great. I like Akuma, yes, but come on. Let's put Bison in the game. I can give a fuck about Seth. I hate that character. Jirai is another one, but I'm definitely going with a villain to represent Street Fighter. Let's go with Bison. Okay, next up on the list is none other than Proto Man. Yes, We've had Mega Man. We've had Roll. We've got now X. We've had Zero. But we've never had the original Mega Man's brother, Proto Man. It'd be so cool to see him in the game, and it'd be great. Maybe when he comes off, you hear that classic music, that and things like that. He would be so interesting to play with. Using his shield would definitely be a very interesting move set. But I've always wanted to see Proto Man in the game. And the next character on the list is a character that's from the Breath of Fire series. He actually appeared in Breath of Fire 3, and he was one of the main characters. He was the thief, cat-like man, and his name was Rai. He was really cool. I really much enjoyed him. I would love to see a character from the Breath of Fire series represent in the Capcom side of things. It'd be really cool. But I definitely choose Rai. He was one of my favorite characters from the franchise. And next up in is a character that represents Onimusha, and is none other than the original main protagonist, Samanosuke, from Onimusha 1, 3, and he did appear in the last one that came out. I feel that they should have a character that represents the Onimusha games. I love the Onimusha games. I would love to see Capcom do another game. Capcom, Resident Evil, Street Fighter. Yes, we know those are your bread makers, and they make money. But you promised, and you said, and I quote, it's time to start working on bringing back other franchises that we had in our library. Let's get to it, huh? Yes, indeed. And last but not least, guys, number 12 on the list is none other than a representative of another fighting game that I loved. I still have it for the Dreamcast. They made two editions of it, and that's none other than Power Stone. You remember Power Stone? It was basically a like you could kind of say Sega's version of Super Smash Brothers, which was a lot of fun. You had very interesting character, and for me, the one character I feel that could represent Power Stone is my man Wong Tong. I love the character. Now, yes, his super form does look like something out of Dragon Ball. I'm not gonna lie, but it'd be really cool to see a Power Stone character in, excuse me, like I said, in this game, and it would be so cool in my opinion. So yes, Wong Tong makes the list. So there you have it, guys. 12 characters on my list. And I'm looking forward to seeing the characters that you maybe have on your wish list, guys. As always, this is Mom Vernon Kid saying peace, one love. Stay tuned. Keep it real. Thank you for watching the Opinion Spot, where your opinion matters. I'll see you guys next time tomorrow with the Marvel side. And I hope you guys enjoy it. But other than that, peace.